do want to give you your take on matters Ireland. We're coming to the end of what's been another particularly disappointing international week. I know Damien has had his say. Keith, just to follow up on some of the stories circulating today, certainly several reports and several sources seem to say that minds have been made up in FAI towers, and individuals who maybe were backing Stephen Kenny have sort of decided that he would not be given a new contract at the end of this campaign. Do you think they need to act sooner or later, give him to the end of the campaign, or act quickly and put in an interim manager for the remaining games?
To be honest with you, Tommy, I can see both sides of this one. When you look at the game against the Dutch, I don't think there's a feeling that Stephen Kenny has particularly lost the dressing room. I think the players are still playing for him. You hear Jason Knight speaking after the game saying we want to play well for the manager. We are playing well for the manager. And I do get that take from the Irish team, but it's just not been good enough. When you look at results, when you look at people are talking about the results and saying, okay, park the results, but the progression, I think the progression as well has really stopped now. We only look dangerous when we got the ball out wide, when we hustle and bustle people, when we put balls into the mixer. That's when we look dangerous. So for me, we need to stop shying away from that and just become that type of team, because you have to cut your cloth accordingly. We don't have players in the middle of the park that can dictate the play, that can go and squeeze the opposition. We can't do that. So to try and keep playing that way for me is just nonsensical. We have to be a more back the front team, because we have to bypass the midfield. We haven't got the talent in there. It's just black and white in there for me. So I think Stephen in his reign has nailed these colours to the mast. He wanted to play football, but I think he's slowly found out that this Irish team, particularly in the middle of the park, we don't have the resources to play that type of football. Now,
there will be people who have been supportive of Stephen Kenny who will be throwing things at their TV when they hear what Keith has to say, because there is an argument out there that, OK, maybe Stephen is not the man, but that the approach, the general, what he wanted to do, that should be continued with the next appointment. Do you think that should be the case? Do you disagree with what Keith says? Or do you think that it should be, listen, a manager who comes in and will get results?
No, I disagree with what Keith says. I think we need to stay in the path we're on. Granted, we don't have the players now, but somewhere up the road, we're going to develop players coming through. We're very successful at underage level. We're producing players. They will come through. We might not have them now. But I don't think we should go back to front. But I don't think we should play football for the sake of playing football. There has to be a happy medium. Play football when it's on, and early on in games, especially against the likes of Armenia, Luxembourg, just go off the front, set a standard, set your stall out, and say you're getting nothing easy today. When you play against teams that are ranked around you or ranked lower than you, if you open up the pitch early, like we did in Armenia away, play at a really slow tempo, that's what they want. You set your stall out for them and you say, listen, you're getting nothing off us today and we're going to bludgeon you for a little bit. But then when the game settles down, we're going to play our football. Then we're going to implement our patterns. So it has to be a hybrid approach. There's no one way of playing and say, listen, we're just going to put it all to bed now and launch it, or we're going to overplay. We have to adapt for who we're playing against and what we require from that game.